Something I notice a lot with beginners, and honestly, I used to do this all the time, is overcomplicating beats. Adding more melodies, more plugins, more layers, and somehow the beat still doesn't sound good. So in this video, I want to talk about why this happens and what helped me simplify the process. When I started producing, I thought great producers made very complicated music. You see those huge projects, many layers, lots of sounds, crazy arrangements. And I thought when my beat sounded weak, I had to add more and more. But usually I was hiding the real problem. And I think it's just our assumption at the beginning that they make very super complicated music. Yeah, their projects are very big. But when you listen very closely, you can hear that every of these great tracks have a fundamental core idea. And it's usually just the drums, bass, chords, and a simple melody. That's it. Then later small things get added around it. Small fills, textures, effects, additional layers, but only where there is space for them. And what I see with beginners is often the opposite. They are starting decorating the beat before even the foundation feels good. Another reason why beginners overcomplicate beats is just too much information online. I don't say it's bad, but when you don't have a clear direction, it could be overwhelming. So you probably did this. I know I did. So once you watched a video about stacking layers on top of each other, then you saw a tutorial where they show you a new plugin and what it can do, and in another video you saw a special unique technique about sampling, and after a few hours watching tutorials you are encouraged enough to open a DAW and you try to implement all of this knowledge that you just gathered in the last few hours into the project. And now you think that every sound that you make needs to sound huge. And instead of focusing on the groove, you try to chase complexity. And that leads us to the next reason, which is we don't trust simple ideas. If the beat only has drums, bass, chords, melody, we think that is not enough. Like how they make these hits, making such a big volume of money with just simple ideas, it's not possible. So so we keep adding, layering stuff, thinking that the beat will sound more professional. But honestly, a lot of time the problem is not the amount of sounds. It's just the core idea is not working yet, and we have to look at it. Instead of constantly adding more and more, we have to focus on the groove and the simplicity and fixing what's already there. One thing that I wrote down for myself is, if something doesn't improve the groove, remove. That alone made my session less messy and more clear. And another thing that helped me was treating it like a cooking. So the main ingredients of the dish should already feel good. Drums, bass, melody, chords. The extra stuff should support the idea, not carry it. Once I started to thinking like that, finishing beats became much easier for me. I actually put those ideas and more into something I call Groovelag Method. It's basically a simple workflow guide that I made for beginner producers who tend to overthink just like I did. If you want it, it's in description below. I also think that overcomplicating beats can stop you from getting better. Because when the beat is simple, you can clearly hear what's working and what's not. The drums matter more. The bass, the chords, the melody matters more. And there's nowhere to hide. You have to face it. And actually in these moments, you can improve better. Essentially, simple beats can teach you a lot more. And if you got to this point and you feel like I'm speaking to you, I recently started doing Groovelag sessions. Basically, it's one-on-one sessions where I help beginner producers simplify their workflow and help turn unfinished projects into full tracks. So if that sounds useful to you, the info is below in description. Keep it simple and keep cooking. See you in the next one.